I would like to get to know if you could be the kind of girl that you could be down for. 'Cause when I look at you, I feel something.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Tell your friends so they can tell their friends so we can all be friends. And without wasting any time, let's jump right into the video. Alright guys, so by the title of this video, you can already tell what we are going to be talking about, right? I wrote down a couple of stuff that I think are going to be quite helpful for someone who wants to start their process on becoming an au pair. I've realized that I haven't actually created a video talking about how to become an au pair, but I've told you guys a couple of stuff about being an au pair, but not that type of video where I teach you and I guide you on how to become an au pair. How do you start? What do you need to do, to become an au pair? So the first thing that I'm gonna start with is basically explaining to you guys what au pairing is, right? So first things first, au pairing is you becoming a live-in nanny. So you leave your country to come to America to, help a family with their lovely kids, take care of them like they are your own, and in exchange for that, you're obviously gonna be provided with money that is going to contribute towards your credits. So you're going to be doing online school or in-person school depending on the type of course that you want to choose, and you have to get like 6 credits in total. That is basically going to help you to extend your year to the following year once you've done your first year successfully. But if you don't do your credits, then you can't extend for another year, basically, because technically your visa is just valid for a year, and once you're done and you want to go home, that's fine. So you don't need to do your credits. But if you know that you want to extend, then you need to complete your credits, okay? And basically, yeah, like I said, you're a live-in nanny, so that means you live with your host family. They're going to obviously provide you with food, and they're going to give you a stipend. So the basic amount that they can pay you is $195.75. Yeah, $195.75. That's like, the minimum, the starting point. But some families can pay you $200, some families can pay you $250, some families can pay you $275, some families can pay you $300, whatever they decide to do, right? But yeah, normally most families just want to pay $195 and that's it, or $200 on the dot and that's it. So yeah, and then I don't know if I left anything out, but I think that's it. So the next point is research agencies, read reviews, and check how much it costs. So there's a lot of agencies. The agencies that I can think of from the top of my mind is Cultural Care Au Pair, Au Pair in America, House of Orange or something. I think it's called, House of Orange. And then there's OVC. When you come to the States, then it becomes Au Pair Care, I think. But those are like the agencies that I know that are legit. I'm sure there's more, but I just don't know. I don't want to speak on any other agency that I'm not familiar with, okay? But yeah, those are the agencies that I know, they are legit, and I know people that have used those agencies to come here to America and had a successful time or did not have a successful time, but those are the agencies that they used to come to America. So read reviews on how the agency is, ask around, if you can also like do your own research about au pairing and see other people that are sharing content about au pairing, or like that you just come across and you see, oh, this person is overseas, let me just ask them like, hey, are you au pairing? I'm interested in au pairing, and which agency did you use or whatever. And if they're comfortable and they want to tell you, they'll respond back. If they don't want to, that's okay, but just make your research, do your research, and ask around. Don't be afraid to ask. We all learn by asking. I don't know everything, I ask around too, so ask around. Do your research before you decide, okay, yeah, I'm going with au pair in America. No, do your research. Ask around, or how has it been, and how has it been treating, you know, other au pairs, and you know, is it the best agency for you? So yeah, and then also check how much it costs, because there's a lot of, like with all agencies, they charge different amounts. You know, everybody knows Cultural Care for being expensive, and House of Orange for being the most cheapest agency that you can find. You know, it's very, very reasonable. If I could, I probably would have left with it, but I'm pretty much biased now, because I mean, I had a great time with Cultural Care the first time, so I did it with them again the second time around. And I think I need to elaborate on my story, because there's just so much, but this is not the video where I can share that with you guys. But I will make like a separate story time talking about what happened, you know, before I decided to go again with Cultural Care au pair. But for now, that's the agency that I used to come back with, and I was so grateful, because I was doing it for, like, you know, the second time, they kind of gave me a discount. So I kind of pretty much felt like I paid the same amount that I paid for the last time, because now Cultural Care is like, what, I think they added like 2,000 on top of what they used to be, or something like that, or like 3,000. So it's a bit more expensive now, more expensive for lack of a better word. But yeah, so they're a bit more on the pricier side, but I just feel like they really came through for me when I needed them the most, even though in some moments I felt like, hey, these people don't care, but they actually really came through for me. So yeah, I'm happy with them. I'm happy with the agency. It is what it is. Okay. Okay. So yeah, like I said, do your research, read reviews, and also check how much it costs, because they all have different prices, you know. So yeah, do yourself that favor and check. Okay, so the next point would be in-person demonstration / register online. So I don't know with other agencies, but I know with Cultural Care, they kind of have this in-person meeting where everybody, you know, is invited. So you can come with your parents, you can come with whoever's going to be paying for your program fee, you can come with friends, you know, everybody is invited, and they can come and learn more about what au pairing is, and hear people, you know, talk about their experience. Because there's also a lot of people that are actually doing that in-person meeting are people that have become au pairs in the previous years. Excuse me. So they are more knowledgeable, and they can tell you exactly what you need to hear and answer all of your questions, you know. And you know, gladly to help you on this process of becoming an au pair. So I think those meetings are quite important, because for example, if you have parents, I mean, any other parent would be skeptical about just letting their kids go to another country and starting their lives, and you know, becoming an au pair and all of that, you know. So those meetings are important. I think they are also going to help your parents, like, to ease into the whole idea, because I think that's the biggest thing that helped my parents ease into the idea. Because at first my parents were just on some I had a show with Melo, like, what if it is scammy, you know, it's not a legit thing. But I think that really helped my parents ease into the idea of you know, letting me become an au pair, letting me travel the world by myself and trust that I'll be okay. You know, so I think that's it's very important. And I think if you can go to one of those, definitely go to one of those, you know. And then after that, then you're going to register online, right, with Cultural Care. So like, let's say right now you really want to start your au pair journey, just Google Cultural Care au pair. You'll see their website. You will see their website. Go on their website and what's the next thing? Then fill in whatever information. They are going to ask for your email address or your cell phone number, whatever, or even both. So just make sure you have a reliable email address, reliable cell phone number, so that when they get in contact with you and they check up on you, they're able to get you, girl or guy. Okay, because we have a lot of bro pairs. Okay, so it's not just only for girls but also for guys. But yeah, have a reliable email address, reliable cell phone number, so that they can reach out on that particular number, check up on you, talk with you, make sure that you are really into, you know, this whole idea of au pairing, and there's gonna be someone that's gonna help you, okay, and someone that's definitely gonna reach out. So also another tip that I need to give you, emails are very important. Check your emails every single day. I do that at least once or twice a day, you know, just to check, or is there any other important email. So get into the habit of checking your emails. It's very important. Even though you're not expecting an email, now just check your emails, because you never know. But anyway, yeah, after that, then that's when you are going to start your profile. So every time I'm looking down, guys, just know I'm reading my notes, and I wrote down everything so I don't forget anything, right? So you're going to start your profile with the agency, and they will guide you to make it more attractive, right? So they're not just gonna tell you, oh, okay, start your profile, and then just leave you and then just put whatever profile, you know. No, these people know what they're doing. So you are going to fill in whatever information that you can, and they're gonna advise you, I find you gotta change it to this, maybe change it to that, you know. And while you are also in that you know, that whole creating a profile moment, then I think once you're like done and they feel, oh, okay, this profile is complete, this is fine, we can put it out there, then they're going to tell you what the next steps are. So the next steps would be you going for like your medicals. So there are tests that you need to do. If you don't have like you know, that baby growth chart type of thing, where it has all of your information, like what vaccines you've taken as a kid, blah 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 blah. So if you don't have that information, go to the clinic, go to the hospital, go wherever you can to receive that information, because it's going to be very important. You need to go to a doctor. With some agencies, they have like specific doctors that you need to go to, but with Cultural Care, they just tell you, just go to a doctor and let them fill in information. But if you don't have that information, then it's going to be more expensive, because you need to pay for like x-rays, you need to pay for like all of that stuff. But if you have that information, then your doctor can just easily put in that information, right? And then you will see, they will give you, you know, those charts, that information where the doctor has to put in whatever information, right? And the years and everything. So it's a lot. I ended up having to pay, I think, 800 for my doctor to just put in all of that information. Imagine. But at least he gave me a discount, so he gave me like 200 back, which my parents never saw that 200, because I kept it. I probably gave my mom 100, but I kept the other 100. You know, because I have a beautiful heart, but that's the truth. So yeah, that's what you need to do. And then obviously you're gonna have to go for other tests, like your HIV test. It's very important. You need to also go do that. You also need to go do a police clearance, of which you can also go do it at Postnet. Postnet also can do your police clearance, and you get it, I think, in 2 to 3 days or whatever. So yeah, you can do that, or you can go to the police station. Now at the police station, it pretty much takes a very long time. It can take 2 months, it can take 3 months. So I think it's way better if you just go to Postnet, the nearest Postnet. If not, and you have, hey Mara, they kind of need it. I just forgot the time frame there, but it cannot be no longer than 2 months or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So it really pushes you to go elsewhere and not at the police station to get your police clearance, unless if you know another, you know, police officer that can speed up the process for you. But other than that, just go to Postnet and get it done. Yeah. So yeah, and then what else do you need to do? I hope I'm not forgetting anything. I know it's your medicals, your HIV tests, your police clearance. I think by far those are like the things that you need to do. Yeah. And then after all of that, then they are going to put your profile into the pool. So that means families can now see your profiles, families can now reach out to you. Mind you, when you're back at home, it's really slow, right? It's really slow. You'll probably get like one request in 1 month, or like in 2 months, or like You know what I mean? It's really, really slow, but trust the process and don't just pick the first family that you get because you just want to go to America, but be very intentional about, you know, making sure that you guys want the same things and you're happy about the schedule. Because a lot of people, they tend to just choose whoever, and when they get here and they see that it's getting real, the schedule is, you know, I can't do this, you know, but and then you end up getting into rematch and all of that. Mara, you could have prevented yourself from getting into rematch had you really been intentional about choosing the right family for you. So like, guys, make sure you don't try to like speed up things and, you know, you just want to get to America. Don't do that. Don't do that. Take your time, look for the right family, interview as much families as you can, and choose the right fit for you, girl. Oh God. And then after you get your family, right, that's when the agency is gonna be like, okay, you need to pay for your program fee. I think immediately after matching with that family, in the next 2 weeks, you need to pay the whole, I think now it's like 15,500 for cultural care now, or 15,000 or whatever. I don't know. Do your research. I told you. But let's just say 15,500, hypothetically speaking, right? You need to pay that 15,500 in 2 weeks. So before you match, make sure at least you are halfway to that amount, or whoever's helping you is almost there. Also communicate with your family. Tell them the truth, like, hey, I really like your family, I really want us to match, I'm happy with you guys. You know, don't be afraid of telling a family that you want to match with them, because they will most likely feel like we want to match with you too. You know, like sometimes you gotta throw the ball, you know. Be honest with your family, you know. Don't just press the match button and then you don't have money and then you can't pay, and then the agency just feels like, okay, well, we need to break this match, and they can find whoever they need to find, and then you lose the family. You know what I mean? So you don't want to experience that. So just make sure you are saving money, or you are working towards, so that by the time you get to the whole matching thing, then you have money ready for you. Okay, so then right after you pay for your program fee, then you have to pay for your visa appointment. So the visa appointment is all different. It's not on the au pair program thing or platform. It's a whole different thing, but they will send you links on where to apply, what to do, what are the steps. They're gonna send you like a PDF of step-by-step guide on how to even apply, you know, and what to say, what not to say. And if you're not clear on something, call whoever's assisting you, you know. Whoever's assisting you is there to help you. So make sure you send them an email like, hey, I'm not understanding this. Should I say yes or no? Don't just press whatever you want to press. Come on, just ask.
Bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Don't do that, because I hate it when someone is just on some, you know, it's the same with like spelling. If you're not sure, or let me say it for myself, let me speak for myself. If I'm not sure, then I'm gonna Google and say, okay, is this the right spelling? You know, because sometimes, yes, you do have the right spelling, Mara, you doubt it, you're like, I don't think this sounds right. You know, the other day I was typing and I was talking about fridge, right? And I typed it out and I looked at it, I was like, this does not look right. I Googled it, it was right, but my brain was just on some, it does not look right, but it actually was right. So all I'm saying, basically the moral of the story is, guys, don't be afraid to ask, don't be afraid to do your research, okay? Please, do the right thing, come on. We're old. For those that don't understand what I just said, I said we're old enough to do the right thing, to make research, do research, okay? Don't ask me, ask the person that's helping you with your profile, okay? Because those people are there to help you and assist you step by step. Because what if I tell you, say yes, and then I get you in trouble when you go to your visa appointment? You understand? So that information that you're putting on is very, very important. Make sure as you're putting whatever information that you're putting on that profile, that you remember, because it's very, very important. They are going to ask you based on what you wrote. That's why at the end of, you know, all the information that you're going to be putting on, they're going to say, did someone ask you, did someone help you fill in this information? You better say no, even though the agency gave you a PDF to say do this and do that. Say no, you did it by yourself, because you truly have to do it by yourself. You need to do it by yourself. But obviously the agency is there to guide you and show you, okay, this is what you need to do, this is what you don't need to do, whatever. But make sure you have all the correct information, because if you get to the visa appointment and they ask you something based on what you wrote and you don't remember, you say yes, but there you said no, then it's a red flag and it's gonna get denied. You need to be honest. You need to know your story. Practice your story. I practice my story. You better practice your story. Okay? Not that I lied or anything, but you just need to remember everything. You know, there's a proverb or like a quote that says, if you are telling the truth, there's nothing to remember. Right? So just make sure, even though you're telling the truth, you need to remember everything that you gave, all the information that you gave. I even had like screenshots on my phone, because I was doing I was typing out everything on my laptop and I was taking screenshots of everything that I wrote, and I took time, even when I was practicing like questions that they could possibly ask, of which I'm gonna make a separate video talking about that. When they asked me questions and stuff, I would also refer to what I wrote, make sure that I remember everything. Up until the time I went for my visa appointment, I made sure my mind is filled with all the information that I put on. I don't forget anything. You know what I mean? So make sure you know your story. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna elaborate a lot about how the visa appointment is or whatever. I'll talk about it in a separate video, but this video basically was a video to let you know what are the things that you need to do, you know, in order to become an au pair. So this is not what questions do they give you at the visa. I'll make a video on that. Or like, how was my visa interview? I'll give you a video on that. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I won't do it. But yeah, I noticed while editing this video that I forgot to mention something very important, which is training school. So you would have to do it online before you go on your adventure to the USA, and it's normally done before your visa interview or right after your visa interview. Basically you learn about, you know, the fundamentals that you need to know, you know, how to handle certain situations, you know, tantrums that kids may give you, and you know how American kids are. And also you get to do, you know, your CPR. You have to do like a CPR test, and you know, you're going to meet people from all over the world that are also, you know, pursuing to become an au pair. So yeah, that's another thing that I had to mention and I forgot. So yeah, and then you go for your visa interview, right? And then yeah, you go for your visa interview, and then if it's successful, then you need to pay for like the remaining stuff. Like they are gonna ask you to go to AA and then get your international driver's permit. And what else do you need to pay for? Then obviously you need to pay for like your, you know, your toiletries, whatever you're gonna need coming to the States, and packing and whatever. Then you're gonna be busy with all of that and spending time with the people that you love, because you won't be seeing them for like a year or two or forever, you know. So like, yeah, getting ready for your departure to go to America, and you get to America and you get to become an au pair. So yeah, that's basically how to become an au pair. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video in as much as I enjoyed filming it for you guys. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Tell your friends so they can tell their friends and can all be friends. And also never forget, appreciate your life, show gratitude at all times. God loves you and I love you, and I will see you in my next video.